Right, so welcome to something brand new here on Retro Bear YouTube channel, which could fall flat on its face as well as being a roaring success. I don't really know how this is going to go, but I'm also doing this as a sort of a test video just to see how this new microphone setup works as well. So this is a success. Obviously you're sitting there watching this right now. If it's not a success, then it should be confined to the annals of history and you'll never see it again. I've been trying to do something a little more varied. I don't want the channel to become too cornered in the old retro or video gaming stuff, although that's a big part of what I do, and as you can see sitting around me, then yes, there is an awful lot of that in here and I can't deny that, but I have other interests, and over the years I've tried to branch out and do something a little different. So what I'd like to try and do with this video, and hopefully if it works, other videos, is to highlight a couple of things from my vast annals of stuff I've collected over the years, recommend something to you or explain to you why I enjoy something so much, and hopefully it may inspire you to actually say, well, you know what, I like old Retro Bear, he knows what he's talking about, I may actually give this a go, or I might track that down. And to be honest with you, it's probably going to be you know, we'll say, well, let's see how it goes. And it's not going to be no gaming related stuff here, so if you come for any gaming stuff, that'll be on one of the other things on the channel. Anyway, tentatively called Why I Love, and I have many things I enjoy in life, but there's a couple of things here which I'm hoping that you may be inspired by to go and check out yourself, or do a bit of research about, or maybe get into it. And if you decide it's for you, great. If you decide it's not for you, don't worry, there might be something else we could show you in the past. A couple of things today. I'm going to show you, talk about a TV series. I'm going to talk about a book. Yeah, remember books? You know, they used to have pages and pages, turn pages and things. Anyway, I'll start with a book because that's probably the most obscure one of the two. And this book falls in with my love of old time variety, black and white films, entertainment of the 30s and 40s, the stuff that I grew up when I was as a kid in the late 70s and early 80s that was always consistently on the television. I'm not talking about, you know, the Charlie Chaplin stuff and Laurel and Hardy stuff in this video, although a lot of that slapstick stuff is a big thing I enjoy, but I'm talking about the stars of that age. And one particular star throughout his career got better as he got older, more and more popular as he got older. He made it to the ripe old age of 100 years old, but tragically, a few weeks before his 100th birthday, had an accident and wasn't able to enjoy it fully. He was actually booked to play the London Palladium on his 100th birthday. He never got there, which is a real shame. And this book, I'll explain why I love this so much, why I love this book. It is George Burns's All My Best Friends. Now, of course, most people are sitting there, who the hell's George Burns? Well, he was a very popular radio and television and, to a lesser extent, film comedian of the 1930s, 40s, 50s. Then his career sort of dropped off a little bit after his wife died, because they were a partnership. His partner in life was Gracie Allen. They used to be a double act. When she died in the early 60s, his career sort of dropped off a little bit, but he made a sort of renaissance comeback by being a popular talk show guest, and eventually just going up doing stand-up around the country, doing television specials. He won an Oscar in 1975, I think it was, for the Sunshine Boys, the Best Supporting Actor, which revitalised his career. And he was very popular on the talk circuit for the rest of his life, really. You could just turn up with a cigar and tell stories that you'd heard 100 times before, but this is the way he told them. Now, what's so interesting about this book is that, as it says there, All My Best Friends, if you have any interest in entertaining from this era, who started out in the early 1920s, doing vaudeville in America, then onto radio, then onto television, then to films, etc., the stories he tells about people from the era, like Al Jolson, the Marx Brothers, Danny Kaye, Jack Benny, Eddie Cantor, George Jessel. A lot of these names will mean nothing to you. I'm pretty sure most of my viewers, they'll mean absolutely nothing to you. But to me, having grown up watching all these films and seeing these guys and these performers in their greatest films and television specials and things like that, it's absolutely a fascinating read. And like I said, if you've read any George Burns books, you've always seen him on stage. He's told these stories 100 times before, but it's again all in here. I got this book out of the library when I was about, I think it came out, was it 1995? I think it was fairly late in, let's look at the, published in 1989, sorry, 1989. I probably got that at my local library early 90s, because I was still living here with my parents. And I absolutely loved it, and I never saw it again. I don't know if I say so, I got it, that library probably 2 or 3 times, I've read it a couple of times. I've read, and then I found this years later on eBay, I think for about 12 quid. 12 quid for a book, shocking, isn't it? So I got it, and I must have read this book 40 or 50 times easily. Well, it's probably more than once a year I've read it. It's just brilliant. I love the stories, I love the tales it tells, all the way through from when they all started out to when they all finished. And he, you know, technically he was the last one standing out of all his friends. He was the last one who unfortunately passed away. A lot of his other friends disappeared many years beforehand. But if you have any interest in that era, this is brilliant. I can heartily recommend it. It is, and photographs in it. Look, photographs, but obviously you're not going to you're not going to recognise a lot of the people in here. But I hope this is of interest to somebody. If somebody who's never read this book, or you have a passing interest in sort of 30s, 40s, 50s comedy, it's a stunning read. It really is absolutely brilliant. It's kept me smiling for many years. So that's why I love George Burns' All My Best Friends. Brilliant. The other one that I can recommend to you is a TV show, and he's just recently finished a brand new run on BBC Two, having started life on Channel 4. And again, I found this completely, but I spoke about it briefly, I think Christmas, but I found this program completely by accident. I didn't even know it was on. It was just appeared to be sitting in the television listings on Channel 4 about 10:30. I think it was a Monday. So either a Sunday or a Monday night. At the time I was working in Birmingham, and I thought, well, I better record that, because I'm going to be up at 5:30 in the morning to get up and out and get the train. So there's no way I'm going to sit up at 10:30 on a Sunday night and watch this. So we recorded it and watched it back, and I managed to get Mrs. Bear to sit down and watch it, and we, perennially laughed our tits off. It was surreal and funny and just completely out there, and we were hooked. And it's just the most bizarre thing. It is the Fantastic Toast of London. And this is a box set, season 1, 2 and 3, which I bought at Christmas, which you can see I haven't sealed yet. But that's because they've been showing these on the iPlayer. So this was originally on Channel 4. The BBC somehow managed to get all the rights, whack them on iPlayer, because he's done a brand new series called Toast of Tinseltown for BBC Two, which had just finished its run. And if you are a fan of Matt Berry, who is a fantastic actor, he's also a great songwriter and musician as well. The theme tune to Toast London is one of his songs. It's superb. It really sets the bar really high. It's got Doo McKitchen in it as well. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he constant running battle with an actress called Ray Purchase. Sally Ann Obershaw's in it as well. There's guest appearances by Peter Davison, and so many different great actors just pop up and take the mick out themselves. But it is so surreal. It was co-written by Arthur Matthews, who most people may remember from writing Father Ted. So it gives you an idea of how sort of strange it can be. And it is just full of weirdness, but some of it is amazingly hilarious. And there's the on-running battle with the voiceover artist recorders, which coins a famous phrase which you may have heard people talking about when what are they saying this, or can you hear me, Clem Fandango, can you hear me, Stephen? Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango, that sort of thing. If you've never heard of where that phrase has come from, that's where it comes from, this series. It really is a magnificent watch if you love surreal humour. I think people, a lot of things like The Mighty Bush, if you were into that, and Gareth Marenghi's Dark Matters as well. I think it was Dark Minds, with some very obscure late night cult, what we would call cult comedy. And that is, I can't speak highly enough of this. Was I impressed with the recent BBC Two effort? There were some funny bits in it, but I think as a series it was a little bit inconsistent. But a lot of the elements of Toast, the character, he's the worst actor in the world. He appears in terrible programmes and productions. He's never heard of famous actors. His agent is a complete waste of time. He always seems to lose out to his arch rival Ray Purchase for big roles, but he actually has the last laugh because he's been having an affair with his wife behind his back for years. It's it's bonkers. He's got a mad brother who's in the army, who's got a false arm. If it appeals to you in any way, shape or form, go and watch it. It's brilliant. That is nice. It was about 20 quid, this was 14, 15, 20 quid to buy off Amazon, so it's not overly cheap, but if you do see it, do pick it up. There's 3 series in there. There's another on the BBC, or go and watch it on the iPlayer. If you've not seen it before, go and watch the iPlayer. Go and watch the first episode. That really does set the tone. The first gag, incidentally, sets the scene, sets the tone for it. If you get that first gag in the very first episode, you'll be hooked. If you don't get it, it might not be for you, I don't know. So that's why I love Toast of London. I love finding programmes like this, which it got very well. You can see there, BAFTA award winning, that into, you know, some sort of promotional thing just to highlight his acting. It did win awards, got very, very good reviews from those people who watched it, and was very well written. But one of these cult programmes which appears late at night. It's like Red Dwarf started like that. Red Dwarf started live very, very late on BBC Two. I think on a obscure time, you know, after 10:30, after Newsnight, like 11 o'clock it went out. Really obscure late night programme, but gained a following and eventually became that. And I think that's what's happened with Toast. It sort of gained a following where it was on Channel 4. There's a big gap between this series and the series that's just gone out and that last series. So there's a bit in between. The character sort of drops off a little bit and then comes back. So whether it's been too long, I don't know. But yeah, so why I love George Burns' All My Best Friends, and that's why I love Toast of London. And if I can do any more of these, I may do so to see how it goes. If you have enjoyed that and would like to see more, because I've got plenty of other stuff I can show you. There's loads of stuff here, yeah, not just games. If you have enjoyed that, please do let me know below. If you've got any recommendations of similar things, if you know any books I may have about that era that I might be interested in reading, or any surreal TV programmes that I've perhaps not seen before, do let me know. But that's great. Hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe I'll do one of these again soon. If not, that's a very, very strange video to put up, I'm sure you'll all agree. But thanks for watching, and this is the Retro Bear saying bye for now.